Hello everyone, new video on how to find the area of composite shapes. So a lot of these examples are combinations of an existing shape and a semicircle or a sector or quadrant or full circle, but the first one I have here to start is this example right here. So really it's a half circle and then a square. So, because they're together, you're going to combine the two parts. So I'm going to do the half circle first, and then I'll do the square second. So, the area of a circle. So, the area of the half of a circle, so that's going to be half of pi r squared. It's going to be half of pi times r squared, and r is the radius. That's just the 4 millimeters, right, or 4 centimeters right there. So that's going to be 4 squared. When I type that in on my calculator, I'm going to get 1 divided by 2 times pi times 4 squared equals, and I got 25.13, sorry if you can't see that, I got 25.1324 centimeters squared. So that's just the value of the semicircle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add, so I know that the area of the square, and the area of the square is the side squared, and that is going to be, the side is 8 squared, or 8 times 8. So then I take the value that I've got and I go plus, I didn't press clear, plus 8 squared equals, and that's 64 plus this value. So that would be 64. And then I take these, the area of the square and the semicircle, all together would be, the two together would be 89.13. And it says 2 decimal places, so 13 is that rounded. Do not forget to give units, that's centimeters squared. So there's the total area of the two added together because they're combined. So this next one, I didn't draw it as best I could. I kind of freehand drew it. In the textbook, they do a really good job, and I'm just going to show you the textbook drawing just for 1 second, just because it's so much better drawn. So you see that the circle goes right to the edges, so it's all the way to the edge. So I kind of freehand drew it, and it's not as good, but like here I got the edge to go right to the edge, but I missed a little bit. But the circle's supposed to end right, supposed to extend right to the edge. So in this one we have a square, because they're both 15 millimeters. And the circle is unshaded, so we're going to subtract or remove the area of the circle. So it's the area of the square less the area of the circle. So we can find the area of the square. Area of the square is going to be the side squared. So that's going to be 15 squared. And that's pretty easy to figure out. 15 squared, or 15 times 15, is 225 millimeters squared. So that's the area of the square, but we haven't subtracted the area of the circle. So we are going to subtract the area of the circle. So the area of the circle is, so the radius, don't forget, is half the diameter. So we have the whole diameter, which is 15 millimeters. So half of 15. So you got to make sure you're using half the, so that's pi r squared, which equals pi times 7.5 squared, which equals, so now we're ready to figure this out. 7.5 squared times pi, so I got 176.71. So now what you're going to do, so I don't press clear, I don't press anything. What I do is, on my calculator to make sure for highest accuracy, what I do is I press 225, which is my area of my square, subtract the answer. So I press the answer key, which is my previous answer of the area of the circle, and I get my most accurate. So now we're going to go the total area of the shape, which is the square, which is 225 millimeters squared. Subtract 176.71 millimeters squared, and that's going to equal, I got 48.285, and that to two decimal places running correctly is 29 millimeters squared. The last example I have for you is like a little skateboard ramp or a bike jump. So you have a rectangle. So you have the whole rectangle, and then we're going to subtract the quadrant away. So we're going to do the area equals length times width, which is 9 millimeters times 20 millimeters, which equals 20 times 9 gets me 180 millimeters squared. So now we know the whole area, but we haven't reduced or subtracted that away, taken that away. So we'll find the area of a quadrant. So that's 1/4 or 1/4 of pi r squared. Our radius is 9 millimeters. It's given us right there. That would be your radius right there. So that's the 9 millimeters. So that would be 1/4 pi 9 squared. Radius squared. On my calculator, I would do this as 1/4 or 1 divided by 4 times pi times 9 squared equals, so I got 63, so run out of room, 63.62. I haven't pressed clear. Now I'm going to take this and subtract it from that. So I'm going to take, I'll write it over here because I've kind of run out of room at the bottom of my page. So my total area of this, the area of this is going to be the 180 millimeters squared, which is the whole area of this whole shape. Subtract just the quadrant, which is 63.62 millimeters squared to get, so on my calculator to get most accurate answer, I've not pressed clear. I just go 180 minus answer from the previous math, and I get 116.38 millimeters squared. Please make sure to be including your units as you are doing your work, and do not forget them. I hope that's helpful for you to see how to do 3 different kind of combined area questions. I hope you're all doing well. Take care.